Hey guys, what's going on? James here. In this video today, we're going to be going over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers injury report for their Week 1 matchup versus the Washington Commanders. If you guys are new here, by the way, go ahead and subscribe. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers, folks. Let's go ahead and dive into this injury report. The first player on this list is Ernest Brown. He is dealing with a ribs injury. He was a limited participant in practice Wednesday. Yaya Diaby is also on this injury report with his ankle injury. However, he was a full participant in Wednesday's practice. Everybody knows that Yaya Diaby had suffered a high ankle sprain during training camp that pretty much knocked him out for the entirety of the preseason. Seems like he will be good to go here in week number 1. We will be having to pay attention to this as the week goes on, but this is a very good early return in my opinion. Servassier Dennis was full go with a shoulder injury. Again, another player who we did not see a lot of throughout the preseason and training camp and whatnot because of this shoulder injury. In fact, we didn't even hear that much about the shoulder injury as it was going on. So it is good to see that Servassier Dennis is getting some more time now. He is going to be, I feel like, very important to the inside linebacker depth that the Buccaneers have. I think that you could see a healthy rotation of Servassier Dennis with KJ Britt. In fact, depending on how the two play, you could even see Servassier Dennis starting some games this year. So good to see the young player going into his second year with that shoulder injury. Seems like he is doing a bit better as well. Tyreek Funderburk is a full participant with a foot injury. Again, another player who had gotten hurt in the preseason, kind of late in the preseason as well, I should say. He did make the 53-man roster. He should be hopefully good to go as he was a full participant in Wednesday. This one's a bit interesting. Logan Hall did not participate in Wednesday's practice with a foot injury. Now, this is going to be one worth paying attention to. One, because Logan Hall is a starter on this defense. If he cannot go, I think that you will see a mixture of Will Golston, maybe Greg Gaines in there as well, considering backup defensive lineman Ernest Brown is also with a injury at this point, a ribs injury. So you could see a bit of Greg Gaines moving over there, possibly some Ernest Brown if he is good to go later on in the week. But it's also important because Logan Hall has a very big year ahead of him. He is a guy that does have a lot to prove right now going into year number 3. Can he get the job done? Can he continue to grow as a defensive lineman on this team? We're going to have to wait and see, but it did certainly take a bit of a not great turn here very early on. Of course, this is Wednesday. He could be full go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever it may be, and then play in the game. But this is one worth paying attention to as Logan Hall did not participate in Wednesday's practice with a foot injury. Again, if he doesn't go, you'd see Gaines, you'd see Will Golston in that mix as well. Josh Hayes, defensive back, was full participant with a hip injury. Again, another backup player, made this 53-man roster, should have some type of role on special teams, so we'll see how he goes there. Chase McLaughlin did not participate on Wednesday's practice due to an illness/abdomen injury. I'm curious as to what that could be. There's so many different things with your abdomen. It could be a flu. It could be something like as serious. Again, not to speculate, but saying it's also an abdomen injury. Did he have I don't know. The first thing that popped in my head was does he have appendicitis or something? But I don't want to speculate, man. Okay, I'm just saying he had an illness. He had an abdomen injury. He didn't participate in Wednesday's practice. So there you go. I imagine McLaughlin will play. The Bucs actually don't have another kicker right now on their practice squad. In fact, they didn't even have another kicker throughout the entirety of training camp and preseason. So whoever they would have to bring in would have to be a fresh face. I do wonder, could you call up Ryan Suckup? I don't know. But McLaughlin didn't practice on Wednesday, although I feel like he should be good to go by Sunday. Kayvon Merriweather was full go with a knee injury. Again, another guy who got hurt pretty early on in preseason, but seems like he is pretty healthy now. He should be good to go as well. Trey Palmer was a full go in Wednesday's practice. He had a concussion, which is obviously a very serious type of injury, but it seems like he is okay. It seems like he is good to go, which is good because I feel like Trey Palmer is going to have a very important role this year as that 4th/3rd wide receiver with Jalen McMillan. So wishing him nothing but the best, especially from something as serious and concerning as a concussion. It seems like he will be good to go. Hopefully, JJ Russell was full go on Wednesday's practice with a ribs injury. A couple of ribs injuries here with Ernest Brown and J.J. Russell in that mix. Another linebacker who was dealing with an injury. So right now, the two healthy inside linebackers that the Bucs have, or I guess I should say three in this mix, is you have KJ Britt, you have Levante David, and then do you have another inside linebacker? Let me check on that. But anyway, as I'm checking on that, yes, JJ Russell has been dealing with an injury. It is what it is. Seems like he is getting a little bit better here, which is good. Wish him nothing but the best. The Bucs don't have a fourth inside linebacker on the active roster. However, they do have a couple of guys on the practice squad. They have Antonio Greer Jr., who is on that practice squad, who we've talked about before. They also have V. Jones on there as well. One of those guys could be elevated if you needed them to be. So yeah, the only two healthy, technically guys who aren't on the injury report, full go, Levante David and KJ Britt, which I guess if you could pick two guys, those would be the two guys that you would want to not be on there, but still, depth, pay attention to it with Sarvasi Dennis and JJ Russell on there. Justin School is on the injury report. He was full go on Wednesday's practice with an abdomen injury. A couple of abdomen injuries going on here. The Chase McLaughlin and Justin School. Didn't say illness, though, so I wonder, if these are separate situations. Could be. Maybe there's a stomach bug going around. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But Justin School, obviously the top backup tackle that the Buccaneers have right now, behind Tristan Wirfs and behind Luke Gedke. I think he's the only backup tackle, actually, so hopefully he can be good to go. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is on the injury report, but he was full go with a shoulder injury. Again, much like in the case of Logan Hall, JTS has a very important year ahead of him. He has even more to prove, I feel like, than Logan Hall, because JTS is in a contract year. The Bucs did not pick up his fifth-year option, so I'm going to be curious to see how he does this upcoming season. Now, this is thankfully a position where the Bucs have so much freaking depth. You have got Yaya Diaby. I mean, Yaya Diaby is also on this injury report, so your two starting outside linebackers are on here, but you've got Anthony Nelson, you've got Jose Ramirez, you've got Chris Braswell, the second-round pick out of Alabama, you've got Marquise Watts, I mentioned Jose Ramirez, you got four guys there. I mean, that's basically a starting group by itself, just by sheer numbers anyway. So, the Bucs, it is one of their biggest depth reasons. Maybe part of that was because these guys were dealing with some nagging injuries, but both were full go in Wednesday's practice, so that's good. Finally, Jordan Whitehead was full go on Wednesday's practice with a quadriceps injury, so wish him nothing but the best here as well. Him and Antoine Winfield Jr. are a safety duo that have a lot of people excited, myself included. So I'm going to be curious to see how he gets along, how he does here in this upcoming season, but again, something to keep an eye on for all of these guys. The only one who did, the two guys who didn't participate being Logan Hall and Chase McLaughlin. I feel like McLaughlin should probably be good to go going forward. I obviously hope him a speedy recovery from this illness. And then with Logan Hall, again, it would be a really bad start to a prove-it year if he couldn't play in this upcoming game. So fingers crossed he can play as well. But guys, what do you think about this injury report? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now. And go Bucs.